Abel, how does someone start a business from very low capital?
Okay. First of all, a business in a local man definition is an activity that helps generate money in your hands. Most people locally take business to be a way that you have a product and you're selling. But then business is generally something that engages you.
So it's not specifically having something that you can sell that you can make money.
No.
Okay.
When you are engaged, you are a business. I mean, you are busy, and then that becomes your business. When you hear people say, that is none of your business, do not poke your nose in it.
Okay.
I mean, when you're defining the business, then the business becomes both things that generate for you money and things that does not generate for you money, but it is something of your interest that you want to give it your time. Let me break it down to you a little bit. First of all, somebody who maybe is selling computers is in business. Somebody who repairs computer is also in business. Somebody who is maybe editing a song or doing some graphics work is also in a business. And somebody who is stealing computers is also in business.
No.
So as long as they are busy and it is at a point of their, it is their interest, they are in business.
Okay. Must all businesses give money?
Not really.
Okay.
You see, when you wake up and then you want to give your time to do something, then that is your business for the day. Okay. Right now, as we are seated here,
Yes.
we are not making any money,
Yes, that's true.
but we are in business. So your business is to host me, and my business is to make sure I give you the information. So to somebody who is looking at us, that is our business, and they are not supposed to poke their nose in it.
And you who is watching, it's also your business.
To watch and learn. So
Yeah.
when they talk about business, it's not necessarily only something that gives you money, but in a layman understanding,
It's a product.
a product or a service that you're giving out to customers in order to gain some tangible benefit for it. And that is the aspect of our discussion today.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so going back to your question,
Yes.
how can somebody start a business with a low capital?
Yo.
From where I said is we are going to center our discussion. You see, Michael, to some extent you don't need money to start a business. Yeah, because
What do you mean?
I mean the liquid cash,
Okay.
the 1,000 and
What we call capital.
Sometimes you don't need that money to start a business.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. If you are a skilled personnel, let's say for example you are skilled in repairing phones, and then you have good social network, or you have the capacity to create a sharp rapport.
What is
You-
sharp rapport?
A sharp rapport is ability for you to meet somebody whom you've never met before and you're able to correlate fast. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and start up the discussion and move on.
It's called
Just rapport.
rapport.
Creating a rapport. Cracking someone easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm listening to some of these words for the very first time. So if I ask, I know we're in the same shoes. Let's continue.
Yeah, so I was telling you, when you are a skill, let's say Abel
Yes.
has the skill of repairing a phone, like I can do it really very well.
Okay.
And then I have that another skill that when I meet Michael somewhere, and I've never talked to Michael before, I can start a conversation with him, and then we can get along. I just need then to use my skill, go to somebody who has a phone repair workshop. You understand?
Okay.
And I am able to begin making money from there. Now, it is true that somebody had capital.
Okay.
Mostly the person who has a workshop had the capital. But for me, who is just starting, all I needed is my skill. So,
Okay.
yes,
You mean I will be starting a business
Yes.
into someone's business?
yes. It is normal. It is called partnership. At a bigger level, people are calling it public-private partnership. So it's ability for you to pick your business,
Okay.
and then you go to somebody's business that you think has some value to your business, and then you coordinate, collaborate, unite for a particular project. Let me give you another example. How can I even say? Let's say an organization that looks to the needs of young girls
Okay.
will go to a school which is a government business or somebody's private
Business.
school. Yes.
Okay.
To go and implement their goal of maybe distributing sanitary pads or teaching them about sexual reproductive health. You understand?
Okay.
Now, that particular organization is a business on its own. It has gone to another entity, which is a business on its own, all of them, to achieve the goal of making sure that the young girls are taught health or something that matters to their life.
Otherwise, they should have gotten a place, called all the young girls, and then talk to them.
Yes.
But now they've taken it to a school that is taking my business into someone's
Business for a common project.
Now, Abel,
Yes.
let's bring it down. Okay, don't go too much to those organizations.
Yes.
Let's bring it down. We talked about the skills.
Yes.
Or like a phone repair, taking it to someone's shop.
Yes.
But now, let's bring it to this business of capital.
Now, I was still telling you, I started from a point that sometimes you do not need
Capital.
tangible money
Okay.
for you to start a business.
Okay.
Remember, I told you, you can either sell a product or you can sell a service. A product is something that you can hold. Let's say like this microphone.
Yup.
If you sell this microphone,
It's a
then
product.
yeah, it's a product. But then when you repair the microphone, you are still in business, but you're selling the service. The service
The
of
skill.
repairing, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, now all these two people needs the tangible money. But someone among the two people has the privilege that sometimes even without the tangible money, they can start off.
Are we trying to say that the skills that someone has can replace the tangible money?
It cannot replace necessarily 100%.
Okay.
But when you ask me the question of how can someone start a business with low capital,
Yes, yes, yes.
and then the skills
Yes.
can actually make you start a business without any capital at all.
I get you right.
Yes.
Okay.
So, how about the products?
Yes.
You see, most of the time, I have seen in my hometown in Lira here that we are in, when you talk about starting a business, people do not look at low capital. Let's say, for example, I have the ambition of having an wholesale shop that sells clothes. People will want to have the tens, the twenties, the hundreds of millions, where you're just going to get a house, pay rent for a year or 6 months, put the shelf frame, go to Kampala, bring enough stock, put your furniture and things like that. And they will say they have started a business. The actual truth, however, says that when you start from that point, there is one moment that you're still going to come down to a hawker level. Yes, you will be in your shop there with the stock and things like that, but the brain will bring you down. Because unlike people who went to school to study business, that I can guarantee 100% that a greater percentage of even people who went to school to study business cannot run a business. A lot of people,
Come again?
I said,
Yes.
a lot of people who went to school and graduated with a business degrees or diplomas cannot run a business. I can guarantee that 100%. Because then our educational system prepares them to be employees in other people's business. It does not prepare them to open
business.
or to start their own business.
Okay.
Yeah, so my point was, until you have enough lesson, we like calling it experience, it is going to be very hard for you to prosper. You will only prosper at that level when maybe you've been inducted into business earlier on. Maybe you've been working in some other people's businesses, or maybe your family has a business, or maybe at a worst case scenario, you've actually watched enough movies or read enough books about businesses, and you can be able to replicate some of these skills into your actual business. But then the point I wanted to say is, starting the business with a low capital means starting small.
Yes.
You see, you're not going to get to the market and then you find somebody with a boutique, full cloth inside his or her shop with enough stock. And then you want to open today and you be like that person. This person have started from somewhere. Even if the stock is not much, this particular person really have the customer base. This person has people who has made their business something they can always refer to. This person has made a name. This person apparently even has a brand. But for you all starting now, you're going in an environment where you're not familiar in. So what message then do I have to pass? You have small capital, aspire to start small, and then have the goal of growing to become bigger.
Okay.
Yes.
Have the small capital.
Yes. Start small.
Start small.
Aspire to be big.
To be big.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That is how you can start a business with a small capital.
Now, that is how you can start a business with a small capital. Have the small capital.
Yes.
Start small capital. Start small. Start small.
And then aspire to be bigger.
To be bigger.
Now, Michael, there's something that I want to just say. Just trying to bring the point home. Because when we say have the small capital, start small, aspire to be bigger.
My next question was, how much is that small capital?
Before I answer the question of how much, just allow me to say this.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to have the biggest restaurant in Lira City, and you want that business to stay, let me say, forever, so that your children and your grandchildren can come in and inherit
the business.
Yeah, the business. But yet today you have very little capital, and then actually you're considering eating it. You need to ask yourself a stupid question. Yeah, when I call it a stupid question, somebody should not take it on a negative. You need to, look at the stupid question on the positive. In my own definition, a stupid question here, I then mean, think about some business that you think you can easily ignore. You understand? Let me bring it home. If you have, for example, 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000, but then you want to have the biggest restaurant in Lira City, you cannot save that money to become 10 million. If, for example, starting the bigger business needs 10 million. Along the way, a lot of things may come in. You might eat the money, you might, sickness might come, or an accident.
All need the money.
They all need the money. You're going to spend that money. You have a lot of options. Why don't you go open a chapati stall? Why don't you go start a popcorn business? Why don't you go start a street food business?
Juice,
yes.
Porridge. Okay.
They are all along the same dream. And then you just have enough discipline to be saving the little profit you get while surviving. And then next time you upgrade to a local kafunda. Kafunda is not an English word. I don't want to explain it. But what
we all know.
Yeah.
It's small kafunda.
Yeah.
And we're all customers of small kafunda.
Yeah. And then you step to that level. After you felt you have saved enough, upgrade the status of your business to maybe a semi-corporate restaurant. Go to a corporate restaurant. Before you know it, you're growing to become bigger. Some of these theories are written in books and they are not real. Michael, no one said the process I've just explained is going to be easy. It is really, really very hard for you to achieve that.
Yeah.
It needs a lot of tolerance.
Some people have started from a chapati business and they died. And even the business died. And even they themselves died leaving the business. And they've not graduated to, what do you call it? A small kafunda.
A small kafunda. Yeah. And also there are a lot of factors that it comes with. But I assure you, Michael, persistence pays.
Okay.
Yeah, if you be persistent, you be tolerant to hard situation, you don't give up. It definitely pays you. Has anyone ever asked themselves, a bicycle, like a real bicycle border, has a wife, has more than one child, is renting within town, and then they're living. When they are sick, they buy medicine and they survive. What do you think that is? That is high discipline, that is persistence, that is tolerance. I mean, that is vision. And yet there are some people who actually earn or even 20,000 per day. And maybe they're struggling. Some of them don't even have wives, or they have wives but their family is struggling. Like, you understand? They are not putting on nice clothes. Like, so it also, like, I hope you've understood. Yes.
Just a moment.
Yes.
Okay, guys, to be honest, have you ever imagined? Okay, we are not despising the business.
Yes.
We are not despising the business, and of course, we want to appreciate those who struggle hard in making those small businesses that today we're using. It is because of you. That's why we're giving this example. Now, you said a bicycle rider.
Yes.
Who earns?
Those people, right now that motorcycles are so many, their revenue has really dropped. Okay. Because then a lot of people, because they want to catch time, they opt to use a motorcycle.
Yes.
I don't have the accurate figure, but I think a lot of them earn less than 10,000 on gross revenue on a daily basis. Now, when I talk about gross revenue, I mean if
with
they
food inside,
food inside and things like
with
that.
Water.
Yeah. Yes, there are those exceptions of people who actually earn more, but I bet they're actually very few. Yeah.
So I want to believe that at the end of the day, when someone has already when someone is done with maybe eating, breakfast, expenditures, yes, you can call it business languages. I tell you, when they're done with all their expenditures, at the end of the day, someone has a stock of 5 or 4,000.
Yeah.
5 or 4,000.
5 or less.
5 or less.
Yes.
And this person is eating.
This person, by the way, Michael.
Yeah.
This person, first of all, is dressing, is putting on a clean cloth. This person has more than one child. And by the way, some of them even pay their children in a private school. Yeah, when I talk about a private school, I don't mean those very high 5-star schools, but a private school. But even public school right now are not cheap. You can agree with me.
And their family also counts on them.
These people also eat meat at their home.
They also have good breakfast in the morning.
Yes. And now you might say, maybe some of them go and dig, but some of them do not even have gardens. That is all.
It is just on their bicycle.
That is it.
Okay, we're talking about small capital.
Yeah.
Small business.
Yeah, so that is how the small business, the small capital works. And by the way, Michael, I'm not saying employment is bad at all. But if everyone could stop despising any type of business, and at least even if you're working, you have like a small business that gives you some other source of revenue, I think a lot of people would be okay. Yeah, people would be okay.
Besides work? Besides
employment.
Besides employment?
Yeah. Have some small business. Okay. It is okay for you to call it a side business.
Side business.
Now, side business simply means it is something that gives you revenue, but you do not give 100% of your time in it. Okay. But that doesn't mean you don't care about it. Yes.
I feel like I should go and start my small business now. I feel I should go and start my small business. So, okay, you are trying to compare someone who, like, we use an example of a bicycle rider.
Yes.
Maybe to someone who earns 20,000 a day.
Yes. Now, you see, Michael, I may not list them all, but there is persistence, there is tolerance, there is discipline. There are many.
Financial discipline.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, not only financial discipline.
Okay.
Because when talk about discipline is actually a great topic on its own.
Yeah.
But let me just use this theory. There are many. When you do not have some of these necessary skills, that we can actually talk about it next time, for you to be able to run a business, no matter how much money you earn on a daily basis, it will never be seen on you.